Inside the huddle we go with Mizzou Athletic Director Jim Sterk as we wind down the calendar year 2018. And one of the big things that you got done before the year ends is that contract extension for Barry Odom, and a lot of confidence shown in him. What led you to say this is the level of commitment we need and should make to Barry Odom?
Well, one, he's been doing a great job, and I think he took over at a tough time and has really each year the team has improved, and on the field, but also off the field. I think he's really making headways, as evident in the recruiting class this year. I think it's continued to build, and I think they're having fun right now on the recruiting trail, and obviously with this signee last week and a couple signees last week, or commitments, but. It's important to continue that momentum, I think, for the program, and I think Barry's a great one to lead it.
There's an old, I don't know if proverb is the right word, I'll go with proverb, but pushing the car. Really, really hard to push a car at the beginning, but once you get it rolling, and that kind of seems like the story of his program for the better part of the last 18 months.
Yeah, I think that's a great analogy. I think it has, when I first got here 2.5 years ago, and Barry had just taken over, and he has a new boss, and a lot of changes going on at the university as well. And I think we're in a great place as far as the university with President Choi and Chancellor Cartwright, and I've been here 1.5 years, and just trying to continue that momentum that I think we can take advantage of. And Barry, I think, it's starting. The fruits of his hard labor are starting to pay off, and we wanted to make sure the chancellor and I and President Choi and the board wanted to make sure that we continued that. They believe in what's going on, and they're really excited about the future, not only in athletics but across the university and across the system.
Two programs that are seeing a lot of success right now as they're in finals week, so they're not playing games, but men's and women's basketball both red hot, both on winning streaks. And what have you seen from them after some early stumbles for both sides as they've really put it together the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, probably Robin changing offenses and a lot of changes in players, but every year is new, and as far as meshing that team together, but they're, I think, both men and the women really coming together with the younger players contributing, probably more on the men's side, to having more of an impact, and really starting to gain confidence in how at the level that they have to play to be successful here. And both teams have tough games coming up, and then the winter sports are picking up, wrestling and gymnastics, and they're ranked nationally, and so a lot of good things going on.
Let me circle back to basketball for one more question, because you raise a good point. Whether it's Robin's team and a system change based on personnel, or Konzo's team and an injury preseason to key players like he's had the last 2 years, coaching matters in that sport, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's one you can do all you can ahead of time, and it really matters. It matters in every sport, but once they're out there, they have to have the confidence and the knowledge and preparation to be successful. And so once it gets out there, and once the ball rolls out there, a lot of different things can happen. And so once the games start and the whistle blows, a lot of crazy things happen.
We're about to hit the holidays, and people are going to get busy with their personal lives and their social lives. But as the year winds down and you get a chance to talk to Tiger Scholarship Fund donors, what are important things to remember as the calendar year wraps up, we get ready to move to 2019?
One, just a thank you. I think people have really been generous in their support of our scholarship fund, and it's something we haven't raised all of it to pay on an annual basis, but we're continuing to grow that and getting closer all the time. And it's important. You're investing in lives. You're investing in student athletes that are representing the university in a positive way, but also getting a great education that's going to serve them the rest of their lives. And so appreciate the gifts, and to make a gift before the end of the year. I know the office is going to be open on most days. Probably not Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but other than that, they'll be open. And if you want to drop it by or email or send a check, that's really great, and we appreciate that.
New Year's Day, hopefully they'll be celebrating a bowl win.
That's true.
That's so huge. I mean, that Memphis to St. Louis in particular, that's a nice, easy trip to make. We certainly encourage everybody who can to get down to Memphis New Year's Eve to see the Tigers take on the Cowboys.
Yeah, we're going to have a good crowd, and we're continuing to sell tickets, and people are figuring out, if they want to drive or how they're going to get there. And it just fit this year. It's the 60th year of the Liberty Bowl. I think the 40th year of our Liberty Bowl win, and so we celebrated that during the year, and they came for that, and all the stars lined up for us to have a great bowl experience at the Liberty Bowl.
Hope to see you all in Memphis on New Year's Eve. Hope to see a lot of Tiger fans at the Zoo next season. And I know all the details aren't completely firmed up yet, but when we get into 2019, there's going to be a new pricing structure for Mizzou football season tickets, isn't there? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, just, with everything that's gone on since 2012 and then 14, and all sides, as we talked about, just all sides of the stadium has been renovated. And with the south end zone coming in, we want to standardize it and simplify it so that people, when they come to the stadium, don't have to know whether they're on the east or west side. They'll be from a numbering standpoint. So I think we're going to renumber the entire stadium. And as far as pricing, we've been really listening to people. A lot of people have responded to our surveys and how we need to be price sensitive, and so there'll be some rollbacks and a little bit of increases in some areas, but most of all there'll be in a lot of the areas there'll be some rollback in prices. I want to work with people and be able to enjoy a great experience at Faurot Field and the Memorial Stadium. And it's going to be special. It's going to be really neat when we open up that south end zone where people can, for the first time, walk all the way around the stadium, experience different levels of the game, and have a lot more restrooms and concessions and things like that. I think people will be able to enjoy the games a heck of a lot more in 2019. And Barry's got a great group coming back, and as he's added to it and continuing to add to it, so it's going to be a fun year.
It's amazing. I think back to, and a lot of people will be able to relate to this, the first games I went to in the early to mid 80s, and the way that the stadium has changed. It's really cool, and we'll be excited to get as many Tiger fans in there as we can next year. Jim, happy holidays. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it as always.
Thank you, man.
That's Jim Sterk going inside the huddle here on MUTigers.com. Presented by MU Healthcare, Mid-Missouri's only academic health center, where yes finds a way.